I just watched the Civil War movie, and here are my quick thoughts. So, as many people online have discussed, this movie is definitely not what you would expect going into it. Rather than having any sociological analysis or diving into any of the intricacies of the sides of this war and why it's happening in general, we more so just follow these war photographers throughout the entire movie, and the movie is told through their perspective. As a viewer that was expecting like an action film and some excitement to come from this, but also some dark stuff, I was a little disappointed that we didn't even know why they were fighting, even though I guess, they left it up for interpretation because this is a possible real world scenario we're looking at in the somewhat near future. At least many people think that could be the case. So maybe that was intended to be left as a looming thought in the audience's head, I'm not quite sure. And I think it's interesting how they depict throughout that these photographers need to stay detached and, not choosing sides in the Civil War because their focus is solely to get these photos out there, hopefully to deter people from, further engaging in these activities. And there's definitely some chilling slash disturbing moments throughout the movie that I shouldn't really discuss on here, but it is really eye-opening to what would happen, if something like this were to come to fruition. And it really opens your eyes to some possible harsh realities. But like I said, it doesn't fully dive into, the intricacies of this war as, an audience may really be craving in this situation. So even though that wasn't the goal of the movie, it's still a bit disappointing given the name of the movie, Civil War. I would have rather this be called like a snapshot of war or war through a lens or something like that, because calling it Civil War made me think it was going to be focused on the war. If you're not going to focus on the war, fine, but I just thought there were too many unrealistic things that happened with the characters throughout the movie. I didn't like how it ended in, kind of an unrealistic scenario in which she jumps out to take that shot, which from things I've read, they would never do in that situation. And ultimately, it felt like the movie kind of built up, and then I just saw the credits rolling at the end. And I didn't take too much out of it, other than the fact that humans will go to great lengths to document things and get pictures, especially in the modern world. I've seen this type of theme in other movies, though, and though it hits a little harder here because of the real human circumstances, I still wasn't that moved in general by the way in which they conveyed this point. So I think this movie was okay. I don't really ever plan on watching it again. It had an alright message, and it wasn't executed that well in my opinion. I would give it a 5.5 out of 10. But let me know if you enjoyed this movie. I just don't think it was for everyone.